it doesn't matter what you're selling, as long as you've got the passion about what you're actually selling. Yeah. That's the key.
Hello, my chicken nuggets. I just want to say thank you so much for listening. I am forever grateful that you are here. Whether you are listening or watching, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button so that you are up to date with the latest episodes of What She Needed podcast. Thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and dive in.
We're here. Yeah, we're ready. I'm ready. You go.
Okay. Susana, thank you for being here. Welcome to the What She Needed podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to be here. I'm excited to share with everybody how I know you and that whole story. But before we get into it, for anybody that's going to be listening to this, what do you do? Tell people, like, what are you most known for? What is your jam? What are they going to get out of this podcast, besides the fact that we're going to learn a little bit more about Susana?
So I'm actually known as the franchise lady for a reason. Anything franchising is what I do. But my jam is helping and selling franchises. And that's what I've been able to live a very, I want to say a very happy life. It's probably the better way to do it. I get to travel to all these amazing places like I am today in Miami. But I also get to work everywhere I go, which is why I'm here today to share with your listeners how I've been able to do that.
I love it. I love it. Guys, if you haven't already picked it up from her accent, Susana's from Australia.
Yes, Sydney to be precise.
But don't let the blue eyes, scare you. She is a Latina as well, so she does speak Spanish.
Which is great because when I come here and everyone goes, hola, ¿cómo estás? And I'm like, oh my God, everyone's speaking Spanish. It's like, great. I'm an Aussie. It's good.
I love it. Okay, so I have to tell people, so Susana and I have known each other. Susana's a client of mine. But we've known each other for a very, very long time.
2015 to be exact.
Yes, 2015. When I lived in Australia, in Sydney, Susana was one of my social media clients. And we have obviously kept in touch through the years, and I've seen her grow and all the things. And I was working with her, Hands by Susana.
No, Created by Hands.
Created by Hands, Susana.
Yes. Created by Hands was the name of the business, and it was a franchise back then as well. And it was my franchise that I'd built, that I had made so many errors, and you knew because we did a conference together and we had very angry franchisees that you were helping me to try and convert to be happy franchisees, and we just came to the conclusion that they just weren't happy in general. So, and I think it wasn't their fault.
No. It
was the fact that I just built it very with no foundations, which is where I started, I guess. I made all the errors when I started franchising, that it was like, I thought I could just put some paperwork together, put some legal agreements together, and just off I go and sell. Because selling is so natural to me that I thought, well, I can sell. And I did. Yeah. 7 in the first year is quite massive for anyone getting into franchising.
Oh, really?
Selling the first 7. Yeah, well, in Australia, because it's really hard to sort of sell one franchise, let alone 7 in the first year when you're just established. You've got no brand recognition. The brand's there, but not really recognised in franchising. Yeah. So for me to get 7, but then it was like, okay, I didn't know that I needed to get more people on board to help them onboard them and successfully, and that's where we failed. It was only just my husband and I, Tim and I, that were just running this business. We didn't have anyone else. It was just us two, and we were doing everything from training, onboarding to, so that's where we sort of learnt very quickly how you can muff it up.
Where did you come from before that? Like, what was the career path before?
So before that, I've done everything from legal. So I worked in law firms. I then worked in sales. So I was selling, your hot chips and your food in the restaurants and.
Wait, what's hot chips for our listeners that are?
Fries.
Oh, I know.
Sorry.
But I know my listeners will be like, what are hot chips?
Pack of chips? No, it's the hot fries. Yeah. So, or fries, I should say. Yeah. We actually, I sold a lot of food and stationaries to big organizations.
Stationery?
Yeah, that's another word you guys don't know.
No, stationery is paper.
Yeah. So it was everything that was stationary for companies, like pens and paper. I mean, back then, we're talking about many years ago now, is everything computerized. But, so I always was the hunter, the business developer. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what I was selling, it was always in sales. And that was what was my jam, is like, I love speaking to lots of different people. Networking is a piece of, I love doing that, connecting with people. And so I sort of realised that it doesn't matter what you're selling, as long as you've got the passion about what you're actually selling.
Yeah.
That's the key. And so over the years, I sort of got headhunted once I failed in my own franchise. And I say that in a very nice way because I wrote a book about how I failed so poorly and how you can sort of avoid all those mistakes. But what I then realized was it doesn't matter what you're selling as long as your process is refined and you've got your process absolutely set up correctly. You're just talking about a different brand. So that's what I developed over the last 10 years that I've been sort of selling franchises, or I should say granting licenses, because I don't say I sell. And it was literally, I just guide people through the journey. And that's what I've now come, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah. That's exciting. You said earlier that sales was very natural to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that, because I think that's important. I agree with you. I think that actually, would you say that I think there are two kinds of people that can sell and people that can't sell. I think that you are born with it and some people are just really good at it. And then I think it's a learned skill. Like, obviously it's a learned skill. Like, It's a very great skill that you should, if you're a business owner. And you guys know me listening to this podcast. I've said this multiple times that when you become an entrepreneur, you are a salesperson. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You could start a salon. You could be selling stationery. Like,
absolutely.
You are when you start your own business, you are a salesperson. How do you differentiate it? Like, can you say like, oh yeah, somebody's born with this. This is like a skill. Like, tell us about that. Because I want to know, okay, so you did all these jobs, but why sales?
Well, because there's two things that I can't teach someone to have, and that is having a smile on your face and being able to just naturally connect with people and genuinely be nice.
Yeah.
That's two things. You either have that or you don't have that.
Yeah.
Right? But there's everything else I can teach.
Right.
So, the likes of I taught my daughter who works with me as well. She's 21 and she's very introvert, very different to how I am, right? And I can go anywhere and I can just have a conversation with someone.
Is Luca like that?
Luca's like me. Yeah, so we've got one of each.
Yeah.
Luca is
I would say Tim is a little bit more introverted.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So, we've got one kid of each, and I was able to convert Talia into a really awesome salesperson. And I sort of worked out the key and the jam there is that she's genuine.
Yeah.
So genuine, and she's got a gorgeous smile. And you just got to have a smile on your face. You just got to be genuine. Your personalities doesn't matter. I'm very, direct. Talia's a little bit more of a more easier going. She's more softer approach. Yeah. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're guiding that person through the sales process and the process we've built. Yeah. Because you don't need to be a gun of a salesperson. Because let's face it, I personally wouldn't buy off somebody that's just a pushy salesperson. And that's not what we teach. Yeah. You don't need to be pushy. You don't need to be dominantly telling people, hey, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. You've got to guide them into why exactly am I going to take that next step with you. And you essentially want that person to say to you, so what's the next step?
Yeah.
And if you can that's the key. If you can get that person, as you're talking to them, to say, okay, Susana, what's the next step? Yeah. You know that you're not selling them. You're just guiding them through the process to closing.
It's kind of like saying, the way I look at sales is like, you're coming to me with the intention of like, you have a problem and I can fix it.
Correct.
So when I'm on a call, it's not, oh, let me show you or prove to you that I can fix it. I already know that I can fix it. I want you to see that I can fix it. So it's very much letting them see the landscape of where they are, the gaps.
Correct.
And then saying like, okay, well, at the very least, if you don't work with me, you now know what the problem is, and then you have a choice.
And fix it.
You can either stay there or you can fix it. But
totally.
It's up to you.
And it's exactly that. I mean, look, not everybody loves doing what I do, and everyone thinks they have to be a salesperson. But let's be honest with each other. Even if you're in an admin role, you still got to sell yourself to get that role.
Totally.
So you're still, in some way, shape, or form, everyone needs to have this skill set naturally come out. Yeah. It's just how you actually go through the process is the key. It's the science behind it. Yeah. But a good smile goes a very long way, and being genuine, people can smell you a mile away. So if you are not genuine and if you don't have the right intentions in what you do in life, then don't get into sales and don't even think to do that. Just go and sit behind a computer and don't let anyone talk to you or see you. Yeah. That's essentially the biggest key here.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. What was your first business? Did you have like a business as a kid?
Yeah.
Because I had a business.
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
Being a receptionist. I would just write little, it was medical, I think, and we used to do, we used to sit behind my parents' bar in their home and we used to write prescriptions. And yeah, we'll sell it to you. I was thinking, why in anyone's right mind? And my dad used to have an old calculator, you know, the little calculators that had the little rolly things?
Yes. My parents do.
And then we used to pull out and then we used to staple everything that was like paper. I used to enjoy that. But it was always me talking to somebody. It was always me saying to them, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, naturally, I've just been able to do that. But yet my parents come from business ownership.
I was going to say they're entrepreneurs.
So very entrepreneur from born like that. I've been born into it.
Yeah.
But then for years I thought, oh, this is really hard. You know, let me go and work for somebody, get a paycheck every month. And that was great until I realised that I like to step outside of my comfort zone on the best of days, and I like to sort of do things outside of the square. And when you're an employee, that doesn't allow you to do that. You either have to follow their model, follow their steps and do what they say. And if you go a bit creative, they get a little bit angry about, you know, being a bit out there. Yeah. So I then realised, okay, I'm not really good at working for somebody, and I learned that very early on. Yeah. I did deal back into it.
How old were you when you realised that?
Oh, man, I was like, I think my first job was at 16, 17. Or even earlier, actually. And then it was working at like this crazy...
This was in Sydney?
This is in Sydney.
Because you were born, your parents are from Argentina.
No, my mum's Italian, my dad's Spanish. My mum went to Argentina when she was 2 years old, so hence why I've got the Argentinian dialect when I speak. Yeah. My brother was born there. My sister and I were born in Australia. Okay. But we always spoke Spanish, and that's obviously where the Latina comes out. Yeah. Because I've got the Argentinian dialect, everyone just says, you're Argentinian. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. It's just easier than telling you my whole story. But... we actually then, what we then found is that when it comes to business ownership and stuff like that, it's like you either have it and you've got that notion to, how can I make things differently? How can I actually be different to the normal 9-to-5 workers? And I guess that's just something that I've never had, a 9-to-5 mind. Yeah. I mean, I come on holidays and everyone thinks I'm on holidays here, right?
Yeah. But you're still working.
I still work, and I actually work a lot longer hours because I'm working during the day.
Yeah, well,
which is the time difference, and then I have to start at 5 o'clock because that's the time everyone wakes up back home. Yep. And I'm sort of still working till midnight. Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I've got to go now.
It's worse the other way around for us. So like when I go to Australia, I have to work through the entire night over there.
But there's some great perks because when everyone's sleeping back home,
I get to live my whole day,
and I just go do whatever I want to. So I think what you want to sort of look at is, people don't travel because they feel like I can't do my job. Right. But if you're very motivated, which is something that I've always had in me, and very driven, it doesn't matter. Like I can still go to the most exciting places. I've been to the Bahamas, Vegas, you name it. Yeah. I still was able to work whilst I was enjoying a very fascinating place.
Because like every single Australian I've ever met is they've got such a travel bug. And it's like the best part about you guys that you're just so open-minded. And I think it's because Australia's on the other side.
It's so far. It's so far. Yeah. And we're fine with that, right? Yeah. My son, on the other hand,
corner of the world.
Yeah, we've mastered to be able to get the jet lag out of our system. Yeah. So we've got this really, the secret is just try to sleep, try to stay up, even though you feel like you've been awake for the last 24 hours because you've been flying for 22 of those hours. And then when you get to the country, if it's in the morning, you've got to try and stay up until their afternoon and then go to sleep at the normal time that everyone else goes to sleep in the country. Then you have your full sleep there. And your jet lag should be gone by that. Yeah. That's the trick.
That is the trick, but God, it's so hard.
It's so hard, right? Yeah. We've just down pat it because we've done so many trips and so many so many places we've been visiting. My son on the other day took him 3 days to overcome jet lag, so he's like, "Why am I sleeping so much?"
Because he's 14.
Yeah. Ugh. But he loves it. Yeah. It knocks you out. It really knocks me out on the way home, but that's when all the stuff like I have to be on my A game. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Working for yourself, you have no time to sort of go, okay, I'm going to give myself a whole week off because, you've got clients you've got clients and they don't care that you're in Miami today and tomorrow you're in LA or the next day you're in Dubai. They want their stuff done. And so you, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, you've got to be they don't care where you are. Yeah. They just want you to show up. Yeah. And I guess that's another key element of sales is showing up. Yeah. I worked for a massive organisation, a US-based company, and
This was right before, I know what you're talking about, but this was right before you decided to branch off on your own, right?
Correct, yeah. I went back into corporate. I got headhunted to work with them because obviously they could see all my skill sets and what I'd done and what I hadn't done and whatever. Which when I went back to working for them, I stitched everything up, like, you know, my wage and the commissions and everything. It was really awesome. Like, 3 years, I paid my mortgage off, right?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And the reason why was uncapped commissions. So the motivator was how many more sales can I make that then allowed me to make the higher income or the higher revenue. And that was something that not many people can actually think about because they just think, oh, yeah, I just get my paycheck. And But I was always thinking, how can I make my entrepreneurial mindset work for me, even though I was working for somebody?
Right.
And I guess going back to that, it was great, but there was no switch off. They loved that out of me because in Australia, we've got this new rule now, the rights to take a break or the rights to switch off.
Rights?
The rights to switch off. It's a new rule that's come in. So employers can't contact their employees after, I think it was 5 o'clock or something, because you cannot contact your employee after a certain period of time. Well, guess what? I always worked for the Americans. Americans don't know how to switch off. There was no pee breaks. There was no like lunch breaks when we did all these trade shows or anything like that. And when they brought that sort of same sort of things into Australia, and the Australians were like, how do you do this, Susana? Like, there's no pee break. There's no lunch break. I need my lunch break because Australians are all about let's take a break here and we've got to have this many breaks and this many 10-minute breaks.
Surf.
I was motivated to like just let's get going. Let's just do it. So I'm very abnormal for an Australian worker.
Totally, 100%. I think I said that to you when we first met. I was like, this woman is not she's from Australia, but she's not from Australia.
I don't think like an Australian does. No. And the other thing is Australians, what I have been able to determine is a lot of them don't like networking. And you don't realise that it doesn't matter if you network and you're speaking to somebody randomly. I just bumped into some people on the randomly last couple of days. Guess what? They're now following me on Insta. They're asking me, how can I join your masterclass? How can I learn the skill sets? And I want to do what you do because you get to travel and work at the same time. How do I do that? Well, guess what? That was just a simple conversation I had. And it wasn't me selling to them.
Yeah. No, of course not. But that's your nature of being. So, guys, when I actually met Susana, you remember how we met? We met on a boat. We met on a networking event.
Yes.
And it was a boat. I don't think I ever told you this story. But I had only been in Australia. That networking event, I had only been in Australia for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And okay, I don't think I ever told you this story.
I thought you were there for a while.
Wait till Tim hears this story.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay, actually, this was I might have told this story publicly to my audience, but so I was in Bali, went over to Australia. I literally had $500 in my bank account, and I was like, holy shit! If I want to stay here, I need a job, I need a client, and I need to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. Yep. There was a massive snowstorm. I was renting an Airbnb in Paddington. Rainstorm.
Yeah.
And it was monsooning for 3 days. And and all of my friends that were in Australia were all travel bloggers, so nobody was actually living there. So I messaged everybody, and I was like, who do you know that needs, social media? Who do you know, can you put me in contact? I must have messaged 10 people. The next morning I woke up and I had 3 of my friends message me, and they were like, oh, I have this friend that does this, whatever. So I met a woman who invited me to that networking event, who ended up being one of my clients. Right? Yeah. And then on that boat, Susana, you were my second client.
Oh, was I?
Yes.
And then I gave you another one from there. So I connected you with another person.
So I ended up getting 3 clients in the span of a week. But I had given myself a week. I'm like, I have $500. If I don't find somebody, if I don't find at least 1 or 2 clients in a week and a place to stay, because I also had to find a place to stay because I couldn't afford to continue to stay in this Airbnb. Yeah,
you stayed in a very expensive place.
It's expensive. And Sydney is expensive. Very. And I was a broke backpacker. Susana was my second client.
So I feel like a savior to you.
Susana's she's like, yeah.
I feel very honoured because you did an amazing job for us. So I am very, very lovely. It was lovely to meet you, and it was lovely to work with you back then. And I guess everyone always asks, how do you maintain these relationships so long, so many years? What do you do? What do we do? It was just
we just kept catching up.
Just check in.
Yeah, we just always kept catching up, and I always get follow you on Facebook, see the growth and everything. I'm very excited for you. All right, I know we have to shut this down, but before we go on this podcast, I ask a few fire questions. One of the questions that we ask is, what is your favorite travel memory?
Ooh, I have to say, coming to Miami has always been my best.
Everybody loves coming to Miami.
I know, but for us, it's Australians don't come to Miami. It's
it's really far.
It's far, but it's also like you only see that on TV.
Yeah.
So I got to love that. And I also want to say Dubai. I've been there a couple of times. We do a lot of we're doing a lot of business in Dubai at the moment, and it's very out there.
Yeah.
So somebody who's not into brands, I'm not into my brands, I'm not into any of that, and I'm very laid back kind of person. But you go there, it's like next level.
Yeah.
Everything's super clean, just like Singapore, but it's super clean.
I was just at the airport in Dubai. I didn't actually get off in Dubai.
You have to go into.
Yeah.
So come with us. We're going in August, but that's amazing.
Can we go now? With everything going on?
I don't know, but look, hey, I've got my travels there. I'm not allowing anything to stop me traveling, sorry, but I'll get there. And if I see like something happening, it's okay.
We'll cross the bridge when we get there.
It's fine. I've got my wheel in place. Yeah. My kids are all fine. Yeah. They'll be better off without me here if not. But but we actually, we enjoy it, and we go to very fandango places. So I think if I had to look back, I've been to everywhere, China.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Just weird and random places that no one really wants to go.
Yeah.
I'd been there. So.
Yeah. No, I know. It's what I love about you. Okay, last question. If there was anything that you could tell younger Susana when she first started what you do now, because now it's been almost 20 years, what would you tell her that she wished she knew then?
Oh, just give things a good go. Just say yes and let's just figure it out. I think a lot of people always look and overthink everything.
Totally.
They think everything like, what if? And I think if you go with there's a saying, what's your best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? And what's your most likely case scenario? If you just think about the three aspects, what's the most likely thing that may happen if you say yes to something or do something? And if you can live with that and you can live with the worst case scenario, just do it, because what's the worst case scenario? You're going to lose some money.
Yeah.
You might get stuck in a country.
Yeah.
But everything's fixable.
But the beautiful thing about the skill set that you have is that when you can sell, you can truly sell anything.
That's true.
So
it's like the guidance.
If you can lose money, you will make it just as fast.
Absolutely. But the other thing I say it's really important is don't ignore people when they say hello. Just seeing someone having a smile and saying, good morning, good afternoon, hello, how are you? Have a small talk with them. You don't know where that conversation will ever lead you.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they do or who they know. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. And unfortunately, this world has been mapped out with how can you go and speak to those people? Like I rubbed shoulders with Kevin Costner and we went to Andrea Bocelli's house last year in Italy, and everyone's like, how did you, little Susana, because that's what I've been called for all my life.
She's also short. Guy.
I'm very short, very, very short. But I've also been told I didn't know what I was talking about, because I always look younger than what I am. And you don't know what you're talking about. Those older men always know more. Yeah. And I've always been in that environment. Yeah. So don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anyone think that you are not, at their level. And I always think, you know what? Just get out there, just give it a good crack, as we say in Australia. And just give things a good go, because you just don't know what's going to be around the corner for you.
I love it. Well, thank you for being here. Where can everybody find you?
SusanaHands.com.au is my website. I can share all the details as well. And my Instagram, SusanaHands_.
For those of you listening, Susana is building out a program called the Franchise Sales Collective, and she's going to be teaching people how to do franchise sales specifically. And she is a genius and a whiz. And we're very excited about that. And so we're going to link the masterclass that is going to be available for free so you guys can join and get all the details there. But Susana, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All the way from Australia.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.